All right. I was getting into the mood. I was getting into the mood. Hey, Boodle Boy, Buche, everybody in Cyberland. It's fair about out. At least I hope so. Omodo, Modeleke coming at you with another great video. And let me tell you, today is a special day. Today's a special day, and a lot of people try to wonder why today is a special day. And you hear a lot of comments about Father's Day, and you get to kind of hear that, Father's Day is every day, right? We got to honor our fathers every day. We got to honor all those babas out there every day. And let me tell you, that is a true statement. But sometimes we get caught up with the ins and outs of life, right? We get caught up with the concepts of trying to balance our physical world, our spiritual world, responsibilities and obligations, and how they flush from those two pillars, right? And we try to find that resiliency in us. And sometimes we don't have time to focus in this busy world on the things that are truly important. So this video, I want to kind of make sure that we're highlighting and we're bringing together the concepts of Father's Day, and we're merging it together with Orisha, right? With Ogun, with Orunmila, with the concepts of Ifa, because I think that's important to understand, and it's important for us to emphasize and push forward. So, on Father's Day, what do? We honor, right? We honor the fathers in our lives. Right. And many times we find this as an opportunity to give a gift to somebody that we care about, to show love to someone who's maybe nurtured us or who has naturally given life to us. And we find ourselves giving thanks to them. But we don't necessarily take a step back and we say, man, what about the fathers of the divine qualities of wisdom, protection, nurturing, leadership? And we find ourselves sometimes compelled not to really focus in that direction. It goes back to those two pillars, right? We got to kind of fuse them together, right? So this is my ability to give that back. Something I want to always tell many people is that, no matter what, when we wake up in the morning, or no matter what, even when we reflect on days like Father's Day, we always give thanks to Olodumare, God, the creator. you know and you'll see many of us in this culture kind of stick to that, right? And then after God, we know that there's a whole slew of igbamoles. We talk about awalofing, arawo, ashopua, right? And we go down that list, right? And when it's important for us to understand where we're going and how we're getting there, but I want to kind of bring it back into the Orishas, the concepts of nature, that kind of bring in that energy, right? In order for us to be nurtured and be able to move into this world under a spiritual alignment. So let me kind of break that down a little bit so we understand. When we talk about Father's Day, certain patakis pop into mind. Babalaos were fanatics with patakis, were fanatics with Oduifas. And we love to bring up certain things. When we look at the Odun of Obemeyi, okay, we talk about how Lodumari sent Orunmila down to earth in order to bring wisdom and understanding to humanity. Right? So Orunmila becomes kind of that father figure to all of us, guiding us through our life challenges and bringing divination systems, right? No different than the Ecoles, no different than the Inquines, divination systems like Obi, divination systems like Mire de Legun, the cowrie shells that are thrown by the Orishas. So when we look at Orunmila, we talk about an embodiment of a father, something that offers such an invaluable wisdom and guidance, helping us navigate our life challenges. Again, how easy is it for us to forget that because it's not in front of our faces every day? I tell you, give thanks to Orunmila. Give thanks to the Bawalaos if you are in this faith that are leading you. If you enjoy this faith and you love what this faith has to offer, I will be the first one to tell you is don't give up. This faith has something for everyone because God made sure that he taught us several things in Ifa Father that Orunmila has passed down to his disciples. The Babalaos, the Awoni Orumilas on this earth, right? In order for us to remember religious tolerance, patience, tranquility, stability, prosperity. How do we move forward as a community? So I give thanks to Orunmila on this beautiful day. And I tell each and every one of you, if you have a Babalao that has been guiding you, give them thanks as well. Then we kind of move to the next topic. And I want to bring you a sign that's called Ikameyi. And I want to bring you another sign that's called Ogundameyi. And I want to bring you those two because those two highlight someone very special, an Orisha. An Orisha spoke, and his name is Ogun. Ogun's a warrior Orisha. We all understand the power and the might of Ogun. Ogun protects and provides his community the teachings of survival, defensive skills, in order to get down and dirty when it's necessary. And that's important for us to remember. Now, when we look at Ogun, we look at the protective aspects, we look at the nurturing aspects of nature, because nature provides everything to us. And Ogun is a very good example on how nature comes to the defense of humanity. Providing natural mirrors, right? The reflection, the responsibilities of fathers to work hard and ensure the family is well. That's Ogun. Many of us hear the concepts of Ogun working 24/7, 365. For what? But for the essence of hard work and determination and ambition to reign on this world. For what? Well, because Olodumare sent the Orishas down, sent the Iremoles down. Iremoles became Orishas. Some people became Orishas. But nonetheless, to protect us, to help us grow. So we give thanks to Ogun. And then when we move on to a true father, and when I say a true father, I don't mean anything to belittle Orunmila or Ogun, but we recognize this particular Orisha as the father. All right? You even hear songs, Baba Furuku. You hear these things. And we begin to sing these things to bring an essence, right? To bring a level of ache, a spiritual power, spiritual essence into the work that we do. Doesn't have to just be spiritual work, but how we apply it in our physical world. This Orisha is Obatala. You guessed it right. And Obatala is an Orisha of peace and purity. Creates the humans with care and teaches them value of patience, peace, righteousness. Look how beautiful the lessons of Obatala begin to resonate in a world that's in true need of that patience, that peace, and that righteousness. Obatala's nurturing, Obatala's the ethical guidance required for us to reflect the responsibilities of fathers providing moral upbringing. Because what every father needs to do is become that dad, right? Become that nurturing force. I tell many people, I think it's more important for us to work on the discipline of our children, the discipline of community. And after that discipline is established, if we can build a relationship of friend, father, husband, brother, you name it, then now we begin to synergize two concepts that go hand in hand, but they need each other. What's the point of being a father if you're not going to raise somebody who's morally and ethically walking this world? What's the point? Every one of us has to die one day, and Iku will come for us at our time. And we have to leave a legacy. We have to leave our culture behind and our mark. And that's by pushing forward the teachings, those moral and ethical teachings. Now, That's the reason why I want to highlight Obatala. This next one, very powerful Orisha, another warrior within his own realm, one that has courage and leadership. This one I would like to highlight comes from Iuri Obbe or Iuri Unle. And when we see this particular Orisha, we understand this Orisha to be the Orisha of thunder, of lightning, known for his courage, his leadership, the sense of justice, right? Teaching the importance of standing up for what is right, right? This Orisha is Shango. And I didn't mention it with Obatala, but Oshetura is the sign that I was reflecting on when I was thinking Obatala. But in this particular scenario, I'm thinking about Shango now with Iuri Unle. And when we talk about Shango's leadership, a sense of justice, symbolize the fatherly role, right? Leading in strength and courage and fairness. Shango is trying to teach us the way of life, the way of tragedy, the way of conflict, and how we need to best go about it. When you start to piece these orishas together, you kind of build, and these are just 4 orishas that I mentioned, right? I haven't even mentioned, there's many more, but for the sake of time, I'm not trying to dig too deep. But when you look at these 4, you start to emphasize on wisdom and guidance. Fathers like Orunmila, the invaluable wisdom and the guidance that's given and partake throughout this world, throughout the community, right? To help us make informed decisions and understand the world around us. We talk about the protection and provisions, just like Ogun protects and provides for his community, right? Fathers ensure safety and well-being for their families through the strength and dedication. Thank you, Ogun. We go back to Obatala. Obatala's role in creating and teaching humanity. The mirrors again of nurturing and ethical upbringing, right? He emulates that because he's not a hypocrite. That's who he is. So he wants to reflect his personalities and his attributes to the world. He's a father that strives to provide, instilling value, peace, and righteousness. Thank you, Obatala. And we look at the leadership and the justice. Shango's leadership and commitment to justice reflects the fatherly role of leading by example. And they all led by example. But Shango ensures the fairness and the protection of the family. So, in short, sweet, to the point, on Father's Day, let us honor the divine qualities of wisdom, protection, nurturing, leadership, justice that our fathers embody. And they reflected during sacred stories of the Orishas. May we draw inspiration from Orunmila, from Ogun, from Obatala, Shango, and recognize that their profound impact of fathers in our lives, and we pass that on going forward. That's how this world will heal. That's how we move better as a community, and we synergize those physical attributes with those spiritual attributes. To all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. To all the mothers who had to pick up the mantle and become that father, happy Father's Day. For all those informal fathers out there that are leading in the community, happy Father's Day. And more importantly, to the Awoni Orumilas that are doing Ifa work and are leading the community and are taking that responsibility of bringing people into the fold, not just consecrations and initiations and sacrifice and ebos, etc. No, but also putting that heart into that work. Happy Father's Day to you. So with that said, a small Father's Day message to each and every one of you. And with that, hey, Iburu, Iboya, Ibucheche, Cyberland.